All right. We don't have to deal with this no more. It's done with. All right, Cowboy fans, it's over with. All right. I'm not dealing, we're not dealing with the Micah Parsons drama no more. We can move on to what did we get from Micah? Can we win with what we got without Micah? I think we can. Fortunately, I think we can. I think Kenny Clark is a really good player. I think he's a Pro Bowl player. Is he going to go down and being a top five defensive tackle of all time? No, and we don't know what the heck Micah is going to end up being in all time as well. We just don't know. Can he help us win Super Bowls? That's what we want to figure out. And can we use those first round picks? I'm sure we'll be able to utilize them to get some players, get some other resources. Who knows? I doubt this was a one trick pony. All right. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys know what they're trying to do and accomplish. That's why it took so much time. They could have been done this trade. All right. So let's look into Kenny Clark and let's see what we got. Again, I'm for the trade because I feel like we needed a defensive tackle. We got our defensive tackle. Who can be wrong with that? All right. So let's just look into it. So again, we now have a complete defensive line in my eyes. I believe we now have a complete defensive line in my eyes. Appreciate anybody who's just joining. Hit the subscribe. The Micah Parsons trade is now complete. It's over with. Let's look at Kenny Clark. Can he play? We know he can play because he made Pro Bowls. He's a great player. Let's look at it. This was his best game. Detroit Lions. All right. Let's see what we can do here. We know he's going to be starting around Osa. We know he's going to be starting with Marshawn. I'm pretty sure they're going to have Dante Fowler. Let's look at it. I think he played really, really good against this game. And we know Detroit has the number one running offense, maybe number two. Here he is right here. Ooh, wow. So first things first, we need a guy who can he he can beat a one-on-one block. He's not going to get blocked one-on-one. We see that right now. We see that right now. Look at him get that. He's going to get off the ball here. He almost got to that play. He definitely forced it to go wide. Here he is right here. Looking at it right here, we can see this is probably going to be a double team, right? This is probably going to be a double team. Double teams is not just on the defensive tackles. It's on the defensive tackles to not get blown up, but it's also on these linebackers to make sure they see it quickly and make sure they make that linebacker commit so the D tackle can now be one on one and not have to face a double team the entire play. All right, let's see how he does. Nope, this was just a pass rush. All right, next play. Good. He got held on this one. So we can see he's right here. Look how far up the field. He's a yard or two up the field, pushing his guy up the field, looking at the ball. He can make a play either way. He's going to force the running back to have to go outside. He gets held. You can see the flags come in. And we're going to see it at another angle as well. Again, this is what we needed, guys. We had a whole lot of just playing on the line of scrimmage, playing back at the linebackers. We needed somebody who can play upfield. Look at it. He causes this. The ball's supposed to go in here somewhere. That's where Gibbs wants the ball to go. He does not want to bounce this ball. There's a blocker here. There's a blocker here. There's a blocker here. He wants to take this ball inside, but Big Kenny Clark is here. Forces it to go outside. You got holding and holding. You got two holding calls. Here he is right here. Now he gets upfield. Now, right here, you would say, Detroit is winning this play. All right. He gets upfield, but look, he loses his gap. He's supposed to be in this gap. He loses his gap. He loses his gap right here. But watch how powerful he and quick and fast he plays. Still makes the play. Still makes the play, basically at the line of scrimmage. This is the type of player we're getting. We're not getting a guy who's just gonna. We're not getting a football player who's just gonna. Kenny Clark is not a guy who's just gonna read and react. No, he's gonna be able to play upfield and react on the go. Boom. The guy's a football player. We needed this. Like we've been dealing with Mozzie Smith. Osa is always on the damn ground. I'm tired of Osa being on the foot on the ground. We need somebody who's going to actually make plays. Kenny Clark is a playmaker. All right, and that's why I'm glad. I understand. Micah Parsons gone. We lost that battle, but we needed something, and we got something. All right, let's look at the next play. I think this is him right here. He engages again. Makes the ball have to go outside. We got Saquon Barkley coming up. Saquon Barkley will take this if you just give it to him. They got blockers here. They have this lined up. But when you get that penetration and make him bounce, Eddie still comes and makes the play. he he not only makes the bounce, he's right here. Boom. Gotta bounce it. Good play right here. But look who makes the play. Boom. Here he is right here, Kenny Clark. He gets double teamed, makes the play. Look, I watched enough of these plays to tell y'all Kenny Clark is not going to win every double team. He will get pushed every once in a while, but dang, he fights. That's we can't have guys just getting blown 6 yards off the ball and don't even fight. He fights. At least he makes the play if he ever gets off the ball. He is right here, 1-on-1. He gets held right here. Still comes back and makes the play. See? A playmaker. I think he's going to pair pretty good with Osa. That's what I believe. Tell me what y'all think. I think he's going to pair pretty good with Osa. Here he is right here at the goal line. We need a big body at the goal line. Ooh. Ooh. Now we know, we know against Philly, they're not running a stupid play like this at the goal line on whatever in inches. They're just not going to do it. I don't care where they're at. They'll do it at their own goal line, at coming out. They're not going to. They're going to do the push. But we need a guy who can make a play if they make a mistake like this. He's there. Plays physical. Here he is right here getting double teamed. There's holding. They call it. He's disruptive. I mean, guys, can we get another? We got another disruptive player. He doesn't play edge. Okay, we get it. But he plays the position that was getting killed last year, in the last few years. We haven't had a defensive tackle since I don't know who. Here he is right here. Sure, this is going to be a pass. Boom. Look at him reverse. Sorry, y'all. Mozzie, we know not making this play. But honestly, Jay Toa probably doesn't make this play either. But we need this. We need guys to look at him. Reverse. This is a 310-pound dude. He's done this so far. If you've been watching it, if you haven't, make sure you rewind it, subscribe and rewind it. He's made this type of play 2 or 3 times. And this isn't the first quarter. He's physical. That ball will pop out every once in a while now. That ball's going to pop out every once in a while. Those were the plays Micah Parsons was making year one. Am I lying? Tell me I'm lying. Y'all, I know I love Micah too. I was the biggest Micah fan that first year and a half. But tell me Micah he didn't get better. That's all. Like, he didn't get better. And you're going to pay him $47 million a year. You need a player who's going to get better. You need a player who in the playoffs shows up. Oh, well, Dak Prescott didn't show up either. Dak Prescott is a quarterback. He's your top 5 to 10 quarterback. You always pay your quarterback, duh. But you don't have to pay your pass rusher. Now, if he was this dominant player who was able to stop the run and all that, great. I made a video watch the video, that he should have stayed at linebacker. There would not be a contract dispute if he didn't just stay at linebacker. He would be a highest paid inside linebacker, better paid than Fred Warner. Here he is right here. Look at the engagement. Look at the engagement by Kenny Clark. Look, this is not supposed to be so surprising, guys. I get it, but these are one-on-one run play blocks. We should have guys being able to do that. But unfortunately, Osa's always on the ground and slanting. We always got a slant left, slant right. Osa's always slant left, slant right. Mozzie's always standing with the guy, never doing nothing. Thank, thank you. We got a playmaker. We got a playmaker. All right, we got somebody. This guy's been. He can play football now. He can play football. Boom. All right. We don't know what's coming out in the draft. We don't know what's coming out in the draft next year. We don't know what Donovan Ezeraku's going to be. We know Micah Parsons was great. He had a lot of sacks, but he was fifth in sacks over since the time he's been in the league. Not number one, people. Like, he's not the greatest of all time. We've been watching Micah for the last 4 years. There's been times where he didn't show up. There's been times where you can attack him. We wish he would play better against teams like the Ravens, against teams like Philly sometimes. Like, come on. Like, let's be real. We can agree with Jerry once in a blue moon. Look at this play. Dude got double teamed, fell to his knee. He got double teamed. He needs to get his head up. You can hurt your neck like this, but I like he's shooting his hands. Fell to his knee. Now, Mozzie Smith will be on the ground. Most of the D tackles, Osa will probably still be on the ground. He still wants to make this play. Look at it. Like, we're not getting this average starter. This is a guy right here. This is a dude. Like, Kenny Clark is a player. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get out of this stuff. Kenny Clark is gonna help us win this football game next Thursday. Look at it, another double team. And again, I'm telling y'all, these are his top plays. I know these are his top plays, but the dude barely lost maybe one or two, maybe lost one or two double teams where he got pushed back. So he's fighting, and this was one of the best O lines running offenses in the league. I think he's going to fare well against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's not like he's never faced them before. If you're just not joining, we're going to watch some of these plays again. All right, this is one of the first plays we watched. Kenny Clark is a great player. He makes plays. All right, here he helps extend the rush. Look at him getting. You're not. He definitely had his guy controlled. We got a next play here. This is a pass rush. You can. He just. I just wanted to show you that he may not have a lot of sacks, but he's not a stagnant pass rusher. You know, but he's also not Aaron Donald. That's clear. He's not Aaron Donald. He's not Leon Lett, Michael. He's not Leon Lett. But well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not as familiar with Leon Lett's game to know how great of a pass rusher he is, but he does have a little wiggle to his game. He's not stagnant on the line of scrimmage. All right. Here he is right here. Look. He plays in the backfield. He plays in the backfield. This is 2 yards up the field. Why does Jameer have to go outside? Big Kenny. Then he's playing so quick, he gets held. You don't get held playing soft. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. You don't get held playing soft. I'm sorry. Y'all comment the last time y'all saw Osa make this type of play. When was the last time you saw Osa do that? Like, just tell me the last time. Tell me. When was the last time we saw Osa just get up the field and just cause havoc and make plays and even that? It doesn't happen. Here he is right here. Kenny Clark's a baller, man. He's going to come. We got a Pro Bowler. He may not be a Hall of Famer, but he makes plays. Look at him. Usually, oh no, don't get upfield. Don't get upfield. This is a big hole. No. Athleticism. 300 pounds. Athleticism. Big, powerful. All right. We're watching plays into the second, third, fourth quarter. He has stamina. Look who makes this play. Again, why does he have to bounce it? He has to bounce it because Big Kenny Clark. But look who makes the play. He starts to jog a little bit, but he sees it. He comes and hits. He sees it. He comes and hits. Here he is right here. Looks like a double team. Uh, right now, he's still on the line of scrimmage. Is he going to get pushed 3, 4 yards back? Not quite. He does give up a lot of space. I'm not saying, but they are running that way. So they're trying to get that cutback to happen. But he's still there. 2, 3 yard game, maybe. All right. It's 2, 3 yard game. Sometimes, y'all, double teams are not always on this guy. As soon as the linebackers and these guys see the double team, they're supposed to hit these gaps. So it's hard to stay on the line of scrimmage and play upfield and play all that when you're getting double teamed by these big guys. But he plays it very well. But you also need these guys to play upfield faster to not let these plays happen. And they did pretty well, 3, 4 yards. But you would like to not give up 3, 4 yards a carry. Here he is right here, 1-on-1. He gets held. He gets held. Clear as day. Ref's going to see it. I'm pretty sure they're going to call it. He doesn't just stay there. He tries to get off. He gets held. But look, he still makes the play. He did. What do a lot of guys do right here when they get held? They'll be like, "Oh, they're running and they waving their hand and all that." No, he ain't worried about all that. Like, I get the feeling that this dude is going to help change the. I don't know anything about him. Haven't seen an interview. Maybe somebody is a fan here of him. I don't know who knows him. He gives me the vibe that he's going to change the attitude just by the way he plays and runs to the ball, and he's not just a hustle guy. He's a good player. You know what I'm saying? Here he is right here. We know they're going to tush push the Eagles, but we ain't facing the Eagles every week. But he's a big body who's going to help us face that tush push. You can't run against him though. You have to double team him to be able to run against them, and you're still going to maybe get 50% of the time, 40% of the time you're going to be successful. But you definitely can't beat him 1-on-1. He's going to always beat you 1-on-1. Look, double team. Even when you think you beat him, he comes off. So look, if you let me know what y'all think, man. I think Kenny Clark is a good signing. He's under 30 years old. All right. He's not the same age as Micah. He's not going to be Micah Parsons because he's a defensive tackle. He would have to be Aaron Donald to be Micah Parsons. He would have to be that. That's the only guy you can compare it to. Don't say Jalen Carter because Aaron Donald and Jalen Carter, I still think are just two totally different players. There's no way you can look at Jalen Carter and say he gives you Aaron Donald impact necessarily. We'll still look at that. That's another one of those plays. Hustle, make the play. We need that. That's how you stop big plays from happening. The Cowboys usually give up a lot of yards, not big plays. We need guys to not give up big play. Again, you cannot block Kenny Clark 1-on-1. I don't even know why they ran this play because if they ran, they should know you can't. Look, you don't have a chance. And I know the offensive line for Detroit aren't as big as Philly, but they're still a great offensive line, great run scheme. They can trick you up a little bit. But size, he's 300 and something pounds. He's not worried about how big a dude is. Look, double team. Hits a knee. Who makes this play, though? You think that gap is there? No, look at him. Sacrificing his body. We don't have a guy on the team who will give you this. I think Winfrey wants to give you this type of effort, but he doesn't have this type of talent and size to be able to do it. So we're not going to start Perry on. But this is the dude. This is the guy. All right. So look, I'm gonna keep looking at the film. This is just one game, but obviously he's a Pro Bowler. His stats show it. He's a player. That's why they traded for him. It's almost like getting multiple picks. It's almost like getting 3 first-round picks. Right? You get a Pro Bowler who can play right now. You get 2 more 1st-rounders. If you're just joining, hit subscribe. I'm gonna end this video. I just did the review on Kenny Clark, why he's a Pro Bowler film study. I'm gonna drop this here in a second so you can go back and rewind it. But make sure y'all hit subscribe. Make sure y'all let me know what y'all thinking. But I think Kenny Clark is gonna be a player, man. We just watched 16 plays, 16 impact plays from a defensive tackle. Guys, Micah Parsons wasn't giving you 16 impact plays since his rookie year, and he's a defensive end. What am I missing here? I'm not saying he's as great as Micah. We don't know how great Micah's going to be and all this kind of stuff. What I know is since Micah's come into the league, he's shown that he's a really good pass rusher. But if you watch football with me in my little basement when I'm watching the Cowboys, I've been saying it since year 2 and 3. He has not gotten better. His pass rush moves has not gotten better. He's an elite pass rusher, but he doesn't have pass rush moves. How is that possible, people? It's because, oh, I want to be with the stars in the summertime, in the off season. I want to make podcasts. Y'all think people just you think everybody just hits record and says something and starts talking? No. I'm pretty sure Micah Parsons takes it serious. It's hard to do everything. So that's why I get upset with the people who don't want to be realistic. Watch Micah Parsons' rookie year. Watch him last year. He did not get better. So that tells Jerry Jones and the crew he's not taking this craft as serious as we need the highest paid player, non-offensive player, whatever the crap he was going to be. He's not taking it as serious as we need him to be. Miles Garrett ain't winning no Super Bowl either. But if Miles Garrett was playing for the Cowboys, we all know Jerry Jones pays Miles Garrett. Come on now. We know that. But I'm also on the side of you don't pay a Miles Garrett that kind of money because if you have a team like the Cowboys have, you need more. But Miles Garrett is a better player. Why? Because he does more. Miles Garrett developed more pass rush skills. He was great coming out, but he got better. Why? Because he works on it. You can see the body development in both players. Micah Parsons doesn't give you the vibe that he's a workout warrior. Does Micah Parsons give y'all the vibe that he's at home working out all the time, watching film study, and doing all the right things? No. This is what Jerry Jones is talking about. This is what they're thinking about when they're like, should I pay Micah Parsons or should I trade him and all that kind of stuff? Look, he's a generational talent. He may win a Super Bowl with Green Bay. He may make us eat crow or whatever you want to say it. But the Cowboys could not make that decision and pay him. I agree with it. Get you a player who can help you win this year. Use those 2 first-round picks. If you're just joining, make sure you hit the subscribe. I just dropped about 15 minutes or so on Kenny Clark versus the Detroit Lions. I'm about to end this video. You can watch it. But I'm just making my case that Micah Parsons was great. He was good, but he didn't get better from his rookie year. And the film showed that, the stats showed that as well. I don't care. He can retweet all the double team stats in the world and all that crap. You notice nobody does that but him. No player retweets his own stats and all that stuff but Micah. Maybe there's a little thing in his mind that's saying, maybe some of the things that I've been hearing are true. Maybe some of those whispers are true. Maybe I know I haven't really gotten better and like that. And I know these are distractions, but I also know I want to work on my brand. This is a potential $100 million out there with this podcasting. I can't afford to just put it all in on the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl because that's odds are who's going to do that. I need to make sure I take advantage of what's going on right now. I can pull a muscle. I can lose my career at any time. I need to make sure I double down. Well, when you make that decision, sometimes you end up in Green Bay. I mean, sometimes you end up with Green Bay with a cheesehead. I'm sorry. That's a tough decision to make. When Jerry Jones hits you with the hey man, you got a lot more opportunities here in Dallas than you are in other places. I'm just want to warn you, you got to. I know it sounds like he's spitting game, but Jerry Jones be spitting that game because it's true. They just dropped the Forbes rating. The Cowboys are like 2 billion. Y'all know how much $2 billion is? They're like the Cowboys are like $2 billion more. You really think the Cowboys are going to lose that $2 billion gap between them and second most value because Micah Parsons got traded? Nah, that's why he got his. That's why Jerry Jones be scheming this stuff. He was like, okay, they've been trying to get me to do this documentary for some time now. When should I do it? Oh shit, this contract about to come up. Dang, Michael Parsons turned out to be a pretty decent defensive end. He gonna want that defensive end money, but when we drafted him, I thought he was gonna be slotted to make that inside linebacker money. That's 2 times difference. If y'all haven't looked it up, Fred Warner and defensive ends make like 2-3 times difference. So that's a big difference. Golly, what can I do? Okay, let me start getting this documentary ready. Let me. I think he already knew what was coming. Okay, and now we got all the momentum coming in. And even if we trade Micah, all eyes still gonna be on us. That billion still gonna come up. Then who wins? Jerry. Y'all think I'm happy that we're in this situation? I'm not ecstatic about it. But he signed 47 million. I don't want to pay 47 million to Micah Parsons when I've been saying 2 years ago he's not an all-around player. I was getting mad at our defense for not putting him at linebacker more after his rookie year. He was a better player when he played both sides, when he played linebacker, inside linebacker, and when he played defensive end. Micah Parsons was a better player. Somebody comment and tell me I'm lying. He was a better player. We wanted to see him more at defensive end, but once we saw him full time at defensive end, I think everybody could agree he was a better player at inside linebacker when he was playing both inside linebacker and defensive end. He's a better player that way. So why make him a one side player just playing defensive end? Why? Because Micah Parsons is an agent wanting him to do that. Think about it. When you get all those sacks, the second year, your agent is now in your ear telling you, hey, this is what the money looks like at defensive end versus linebacker. Okay, yeah. We all know contract disputes have come down to how much you play at one position versus the other. That came into play here 2, 3 years ago. But unfortunately for Micah Parsons, he didn't become an all around defensive end. He didn't. He just didn't. I got too many people commenting on my videos. Yeah, he disappeared during the playoffs. He did. You can bring up Dak Prescott, but his contract is already done, signed. They already did it. This is Dak. They're trying not to do whatever y'all feel like they did wrong with Dak. They're trying not to do it with Micah. So you can't not the cow. You can't not you can't win it both ways, Cowboys fans and haters. Whatever y'all want, y'all are. You can't have it both ways. Jerry Jones is not a well-liked man in my eyes. I don't like him he don't got, but this was a right decision. This was the right decision. You have a player who you don't all the way believe is the guy that's going to make the difference between you winning, getting to the Super Bowl and not. So you know you need more players and you're honest with yourself. I can't pay him what I really want to pay him. It's not like Jerry Jones didn't make this guy an offer. So don't act like he didn't make him an offer. He made him an offer. He just made a decision that I'm not going above a certain number. He used the agent as a smoke screen. You really think Jerry Jones didn't want to talk? Come on now, stop. That was smoke screen. That was all bluff. That was all bluff. How did they make the trade happen? You don't think anybody talked to anybody's agent to make the trade happen? All of a sudden, they can pick up each other's phone call to make the trade happen? Jer- Obviously, Micah Parsons knew about the trade. He had a whole video edited and beautifully choreographed. He already had all that made by the time Adam Schefter put the tweet out. So Adam Schefter must have been on a three-way, four-way, five-way call with the agents, Micah and Jerry, so they can talk then. So look, come on, man. Look, I think we got to give this a chance. We got 2 first round picks. People are going to say it's not one of those trades we wanted like with 6, 7 picks. I posted a video earlier saying you can't tell me as a 90s Cowboy fan not to get happy if I got to trade one player for 6 Pro Bowlers, potential Pro Bowlers. Now we're not going to get 6 potential, but we're going to probably get 3. But we also don't know what they're going to do with those 2 first round picks. It's the Packers. They're going to be picking 20 and lower. That's tradable things. Everybody hates Dak Prescott. Well, maybe he's trade. Maybe he's traded. I don't want it. But everybody hates Dak Prescott. You have more ammunition instead of just one player who clearly the relationship was over with. These contract negotiations get messy. You've heard guys like Shannon Sharp and all these other players get on TV and say, when you go through these negotiations, they're not there to just say, hey, Micah, you got our fifth in the league in sacks since you've been in the league. Hey, Micah, you do all these great things. You're great in this area. Great. No, they say, hey, Micah, there's some leadership issues you got. Hey, Micah, I wish you and Demarcus Lawrence could have, been a little bit. I feel like a leader would have been able to. Hey, Micah, when you're not making tackles and we have a lot of film here. When you're not making stats, your body language is bad, man. Hey, Micah, all these things. Hey, Micah, look at these play. I wish you can stop the run a little bit, but they're not telling you all the great things. They're trying to save money. That's what they do. All right, they're trying to save money. Trust me. Even Miles Garrett had to hear some. Hey, Miles, you doing everything you need to do, but we still ain't winning no games. Even Miles Garrett had to hear that. That's why Miles was like, man, y'all tripping. Let me go ahead and ask for this trade and sit my ass down. Because everybody and their mom know you're not playing without Miles Garrett because Miles Garrett gives you that fear. Micah Parsons gave you a little bit of that fear rookie year. Y'all want to know when Micah Parsons lost that fear? When he started talking like me. Nobody who gets on the podcast and starts talking like me sounds intimidating. And Micah Parsons started talking when he was like 24 years old. He sounded like a kid. Let's just call it what it is. Can we be honest on here? This is Donovan Talk Cowboys. Y'all go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna be honest. I stopped looking at Micah Parsons as the Lawrence Taylor type when I heard him talking on podcasts. He gave off kid vibes and not I'm about to go knock your head off vibes. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't care. Like he gave you that I'm about to go knock your head off vibe. Even though he said it, he gave you that vibe though. And guess what? He went on that field, even though he was limited in some areas, he was knocking heads off sometimes. We remember those plays where he was on the goal line and all that kind of stuff. We needed Micah to have that kind of attitude. But just like in DeMarcus Lawrence's eyes, it's in a lot of our viewpoints too. We want Micah to just focus on, we don't want him to be on the podcast talking. But it makes him feel like it makes him seem like he's not invincible when that's what the vibe was his rookie year. That's the vibe he gave us. We wanted Micah to just, I don't want to sound like this, but we low key wanted Micah to just shut up and play football, man. I don't want to say it because I know people go, that's really what you want though from your defensive. We wanted Lawrence Taylor. That's who he was being compared to. Like, we didn't want Lawrence Taylor the Skip Bayless version. Like we wanted Lawrence Taylor. So when he started talking on these podcasts, it's not that we didn't understand what he was trying to do. It took the fear factor away. But also it put now we're looking at him in a different light. It's now we're listening to what he's saying. He's saying Dak isn't this. He's not saying Dak is a top 5 quarterback. He's saying all these different things. And now we're looking at him and we're noticing he's not all that great. He's great. But did he get better since his rookie year? Those plays that he was making that first year, he stopped making. Call it what it is. All right. So look, I appreciate everybody being here. I don't want to keep repeating myself too long, man. I don't see too many questions or anything like that. Y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe. I will be back, but make sure you rewind this video. Catch Kenny Clark. Let's move on from Micah. Catch Kenny Clark's film. Watch that film, and y'all tell me we didn't make the right move, man. We'll be fine.